The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. I'm very honored to have you leaning in and connecting with us today as we're kind of look back on January. We're here at the end of January, January 30th, as we're doing this, the live portion of the show. And it's a great time to check in. Many of us make New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year. We kind of gotten through the holidays and we take a pause and a breath and reset and start to focus in and see where we're at and what we're wanting to move forward in. And in many things, when the New Year started that first week, we charged ahead powerfully and positively. And then we get to January 30th, and sometimes we're losing a little bit of momentum, or we even can get a little bit frustrated. And so I thought it was a really great time for us to connect in and look at how can we kind of get that energy going again, get clarity on those next steps, really be empowered in how we are choosing to move forward. And so I want to just give you a moment to pause, take a breath, and connect in. And just kind of feel into, are you feeling excited about 2018? Are you feeling a little bit of pressure? Are you feeling perhaps a little bit overwhelmed? Or are you excited and on fire and you know those next steps that you're going to take and you can't wait to bring to life all of those things that are birthing in you in 2018 and beyond? And just kind of check in and see, where are you in that range? Because today, we're going to meet you exactly where you're at and encourage you to keep moving forward. Because something I have learned about choosing to live an empowered life is there's that choosing part, that choice. And we get to make that choice every single day. Every day when we start, we get another 24 hours that we can choose how to spend them. And I want to invite you to spend them purposely. Spend them on the things that matter most to you, that you're wanting to bring forward. Because if we keep doing the same things over and over, we're going to keep getting the same results. And if we're wanting to take things to another level in 2018 and beyond, that means we need to create a little space in our day, in our energy, in what we're doing and saying yes to make sure we're including those things that are going to help us move forward in the areas that matter to us, that we feel pull in our heart to move forward with powerfully in 2018 and beyond. So let's take a breath together. Beautiful. And I like to encourage taking a big breath in through the nose and actually expand your belly. See how big you can make it. And then breathe out through your mouth like through a straw. And that kind of deep breathing, keep breathing, breath is important, will actually help lower your cortisol levels, your stress levels, and bring you very present. So as you're breathing, I want to invite you to close your eyes. Except let me just say quick, those of you who are driving, stay safe, eyes open, just inwardly tuning in. But those of you who are able to, close your eyes. I invite you to do that. Put both feet on the floor. Feel it supporting you. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head. Take that deep breath. And when you think about the word empowerment, and you're looking at where you are right now, just doing a check-in. Are you feeling empowered? Are you moving forward in the things that matter to you? Just kind of check in and see. And whether the answer is a yes or a no, I want to invite you to receive the answer. And then as we're breathing, choose to move forward in those areas that matter most to you. As you breathe in, breathe out. And making that choice, what is it that you need to encourage you, to empower you, to uplift you? What is it that you need to support you on your journey? Just kind of feel into that. What is it that you need to help you on your journey? And I'm going to add in, you are willing to receive. Because sometimes we can identify what it is that you need, and we're sometimes attached to how it needs to come in, and we're not as open to receiving it. So just feel into that, see where you are, what is it that you need, and are willing to receive. Because I want to encourage you to lean into it real time. So right now, as you receive that information, what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Take a breath. Celebrate that clarity. And come back into the room, eyes open, and I encourage you to write it down. Write down whatever it is, the information you got about what it is that you need and are willing to receive. Because it's so easy to get distracted and forget along the way. And I want you to be able to keep it top of mind, that you're actively on the lookout. So when that opportunity is right in front of you, you're able to say yes. You're able to lean into receiving exactly what it is that you need. Beautiful. One more big breath. Great. And we're going to go around the room here. And I'm going to talk to our first guest here. LeaAnn, I would love for you to share what is on your heart, that when we just paused for a moment and explored what it is that you need and are willing to receive, what was laid on your heart?
Well, that was just amazing. And going through that exercise was in itself very empowering for me because, you know, coming into 2018, it wasn't that kickoff, great gung-ho like you always expect and want it to be. And, but on my heart right now is just the hope of what there is to come for 2018, and just knowing that, you know, just every day is a new day to just start over, begin again, and just continue on where we're going. And just seeing what has opened up since the new year and taking the pressure off of that whole new year, new resolution that there is, it just shows a lot of openness and freedom.
Nice. I love that, kind of just opening up and exploring and seeing, and freedom is so powerful, being able to have choice, you know, as we look ahead. So thank you for sharing. That's just a powerful reminder that we have a new day every day, new 24 hours. One of movies that I love, and it's a series, Anne of Green Gables, and I love how Anne Shirley says, you know, it's a brand new day with no mistakes in it. So we get to like start over every single day.
The reset button.
Exactly. And that's really encouraging when we have those moments where we stub our toes that, okay, we get to start again right now.
Yep.
Take a breath, and we can get up and we can move forward.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Oh, love it. Well, we are getting ready to go to our first commercial break. And listeners, I would love for you to just kind of sink in to what is being laid on your heart. As we go into these next 2 minutes, resist the urge to run off and cross things off your to-do list and get distracted. I invite you instead to stay fully present. Really see what's being spoken into your heart. And then when we come back, we're going to start our guest conversations. There we go. Deeper conversation so that we can really support you in moving forward powerfully, really feeling and being empowered in 2018 and beyond. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Voice America Women. Your passion starts here.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
For women, the pressure to achieve is stronger, the work hours longer, and the struggle for respect and authority more complex than ever. You want guidance on how to succeed, and you are not alone. You're invited to take your coffee break with Game Changers on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern for our special series, Game Changing Women. Powerful women leaders will help you make sense of it all, analyze how you can change the game, and share their playbooks. Game Changing Women, presented by SAP on the Business Channel.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit Facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you to pause, breathe, and really receive what's being laid on your heart. We're going to have time throughout our show together today to give you to pause. We'll have these 2-minute moments where you can just disconnect from everything and really receive what's being laid on your heart. And part of the reason we build that in is that I want you to be able to process real time what's being shared on the show. So you're not having to add it to your to-do list, but you're actually incorporating it. You're integrating it into you on a cellular level. So I invite you to do that. Pause and breathe with us during each of those commercial moments. Those are secretly 2 minutes just for you. Now, I promised before we went to break that when we came back, we would start having a deeper conversation with our guests. And we have had Jacque Opie join us. She is plugging in from Australia, so I'm excited she was able to connect in. So you're going to hear another voice on our show today, and then you got to hear a little bit from Leanne Fuller and what was on her heart. Now, as we're talking about being empowered in your life, one of the common New Year's resolutions that people have has to do with relationships and creating more connection, a deeper connection, and frequently passion. That's something that people are looking for to dial up or maybe reconnect after the busyness of the holidays. And so our first guest expert is going to help us in this area. Let me share a little bit of her formal background just so you have a context for Jacque. So Jacque, also known as Jacque O, is a love tutor, an author, a relationship mentor who specializes in reigniting the passion within relationships so that you no longer feel disconnected, but powerfully connected. And she's absolutely passionate about helping people have connection and passion in their relationships. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Jacque O to the stage and the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. It's so great to be here. And I love what you've just done with the heart meditation. I think that is amazing and such a great connection point.
Thank you, Jacque. And I'm so excited to have you connecting in. I was thinking about, so we have you from Australia. I'm here in California on the West Coast, and we have LeaAnn on the East Coast. So we've got a really nice coverage all the way around the globe, which is pretty cool that we can connect in.
Exactly. And LeaAnn, great to connect with you here as well.
You as well, Jacque.
And I wanted to start our conversation with why. So, Jacque, why is this work of helping people in this way, why is that personally so important to you?
For me, Rebecca, the reason it's so personally important is I've been married for 25 years, and it's been an amazing 25 years, but there have been some massive challenges along the way. And my husband, Craig, who is very supportive of the work that I do because he gets to be my guinea pig in all of the work that I do. About 7 years ago, Rebecca, we found ourselves feeling very disconnected from each other. And one of the things that I realized was we were both really good people. And I think that very often good people end up separating or becoming disconnected, not because of the person that they are, but because they've forgotten what it was that really lit them up in their relationships in the first place. Mm-hmm. And so that is why I do the work that I do, because I believe in my heart that so many couples, if they were given the opportunity and the resources to reconnect with each other, would be able to have longer lasting, more satisfying relationships and really feel lit up and connected with each other.
I love what you're sharing, because you've 25 years and you've experienced this and been able to reignite, because I think sometimes people accept this belief as a truth that, oh, that's only in the beginning. That you just can't have that going forward. And I'd be curious what your thoughts are when you hear someone think that or share it in some form.
What's really interesting with that, Rebecca, is that when we look at it from a biological perspective, it is really the first 18 months to 24 months in a relationship that are really exciting. You know, those times when you see your partner and your heart flutters and you get a text from them and you get so excited. So it's a natural process for us to fall into the norm of a relationship, because staying in that mode of that constantly on the edge in your relationship can be very challenging, just from an exhaustion perspective. So it is normal to fall into a routine with a relationship. But what you're saying is so true, is so many people feel like that kind of disappears, and then 5 or 10 years down the track they're thinking, wow, this isn't the person that I married, or this isn't what I had signed up for in my relationship. But that is possible, to bring that back into a relationship.
Beautiful. And I appreciate you sharing that and addressing that. I know it wasn't on the approved question list, but I feel like it's something that is very real and I hear out there a lot of times. And we've just come through this busy holiday season, and sometimes we just kind of push through. We've added so many things to our plate, and we can start to feel disconnected from ourselves and others when we're kind of connecting in again in January. And I was curious what your thoughts are about that, both what causes some of that disconnection and what we can do to perhaps bring some connection back.
I think that's a really great question, Rebecca, and this is a challenging time for a lot of people because some of the areas that really impact on relationship is finances and quality time together, and all of those things brought together in January, February, where people are starting to recognize the impact of their Christmas shopping, and sometimes and sometimes the arguments start around money, and sometimes it can be family as well. A lot of relationships are heavily impacted by the people that they're surrounded with as well. So in terms of being able to stay connected with each other, I think that having goals that we can look towards together as a couple is so important. And so being this time of year where people do set their New Year's resolutions and set their goals, it's so important to make sure that there are some relationship goals included in that, to make sure that connection is a strong part of that. And I'm happy to share some tips on that as well.
I would love that. That was going to be my next question. I was wondering if you could share a tip, both on this reconnection as well as reigniting some of that passion, because I know the connection is so closely tied into that, but I know that's also your specialty. So I was wondering if you could give us a couple tips on both.
Absolutely. So, Rebecca, for me, what's really important is making sure that couples include holistic goals when it comes to their relationship. So it's not just saying we'll have date night once a week, because sure, that's a goal that people set with each other, but it's often not very realistic. So the first thing is setting goals for each other that is realistic. I mean, if you're going to have a date night once a week to connect with each other, it's not just saying have a date night, it's being more specific on what it is that you want to achieve through that date night. Is it so that you can get out and get away from the kids, or is it so that you can actually spend some time maybe doing a heart meditation together where you reconnect on a spiritual level, just not on a physical level? So that's my first, is building in goals and steps into the relationship that are achievable for both of you, so that you're not feeling disappointed or like you're letting each other down when you can't follow through on some of those goals.
Beautiful. I love that. And it's getting people on the same page, because sometimes we think date night means the same thing to each other, and it might mean something very different. And then we can be frustrated or disappointed. So I love this reminder of kind of going a little bit deeper and making sure you're on the same page. I love that. Do you have another tip you can share with us?
I do. So one of the things that I hear from a lot of couples, Rebecca, is them speaking about the fact that there is no excitement in their relationship anymore. So those first 18 to 24 months were so exciting and passionate, and they felt really connected with each other. And then all of a sudden we get caught up in the Monday and the day-to-day activities of life, and all the excitement seems to disappear. So I strongly suggest that couples build in exciting things into their relationship so that they've got things to talk about. I mean, a lot of people experience this. They go on date night and they've got nothing to talk about other than the kids or work or finances, and that's really boring. So for people who are wanting to have that excitement in their relationship, build things in that truly do excite you. Go skydiving together, go hot air ballooning together, have a picnic on the beach, have time together where you can have spontaneous lovemaking, because those are the things that people miss, and quite often those are the reasons people will step outside of a relationship and look for excitement outside of the couple.
I appreciate you sharing such great advice. It's practical and profound, and things that we can forget or miss, that we can bring some of that excitement back into our life. But it sounds like we need to choose to do that, and in a sense plan it and create space and room for it, almost a container, so that you can have that space and time together that will lead to more spontaneous experiences with each other and almost an adventure together. So thank you for sharing. And I know you have so much more wisdom and information that you can share with us, but our time is going very quickly here. And you have an amazing gift that you're making available to our listeners here today. And I'd love to give you a moment to share about that. I'll let them know where to find it, but I'd love for you to share what it is that you're making available to them.
I'd love to share that, Rebecca, and thank you for the opportunity. So what I have available for your listeners, Rebecca, is the 7-Day Intimacy Challenge, which is an amazing resource that's available online for your listeners to tap into, where they get the opportunity to truly start to explore together where their relationship is at. And during those 7 days, I give them really practical tools that they can use to recognize where they are currently at in their relationship, where it is that they want to end up, and what it is that they need to do to fill that gap to get them there. It's a really great starting point.
All in 7 days. So powerful. Well, I thank you for making this generous gift available. And listeners, we have a couple options. You can choose your own adventure here in the show. So I'm going to let you know where to find and access this amazing gift that Jacque's making available. But I don't want you to get too distracted. I want you to be able to come back and be present, because we have even more to share with you, important to you. So for those of you that would love to have that 7-day support, practical and profound steps to help you determine where you're at and how to get to where you want to go in your relationships, simply go to radiogifts.net. So it's radiogifts.net, a net full of multiple gifts, and you'll scroll down to today's date, which is January 30th, and you will see Jacque's amazing gift. We do ask you to put your name and email address in to open up the library so that we can stay connected with you, and I hope that you lean into that powerful gift, that it can really make a big difference in just 7 days, helping you move forward in your relationships. And with that, I'm going to invite you to enjoy these next 2 minutes, pausing, breathing, integrating. Hope that you took some great notes. I took some notes, and I will look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
This is the Voice America Women's Channel, where your success is limitless.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Relationship issues? Anxious? Parenting challenges? No more. Learn to live your best life. Tune into Straight Talk with top therapist, relationship, and anxiety expert Sandra Reish. Learn to transform your challenges into effective solutions. Whether it's relationships, parenting, anxiety, or other traps, Sandra will show you how you can live the life of your dreams. Listen live every Thursday afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Health and Wellness Channel.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog, Press Pass? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective. Plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at vapresspass.com. That's vapresspass.com. VA Press Pass by Voice America. All access, all the time.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and got a chance to check that gift out. And you'll see other gifts in our library as well. Feel free to peruse and choose those that are supportive to you and helping you move forward in those areas that are most important to you, that are on your heart. One of the things I have learned in life is it's just not a solo journey. I don't know who started that rumor, but it's not. And when we let people walk beside us and support us, we're able to go so much further and skin our knees less in the process by letting people walk beside us. So I am so honored that you're letting us walk beside you today and pour into you and support you on your journey. And those gifts are another way that we're able to walk alongside you. So I encourage you to have some time and look through all of those gifts. They're there for you to support you on your journey, but not during the show. So I'm going to invite you back, fully present. Let's take a breath as we connect back in. And our next amazing expert, you got to hear a little bit of what was laid on our heart in the beginning of the show when we were pausing and kind of doing a check-in at the end of January and looking at where we're at and where we're wanting to go in 2018. And she specializes in empowering women and helping them have clarity on the next steps to help them move forward. So let me share a little bit of the formal background so you have that context about our next guest. So Leanne Fuller is an entrepreneur, a women's transformation coach. She is a Fuller life coach, a #1 best-selling author, motivational speaker, and radio show host, as well as the founder and CEO of Fuller Life. She's absolutely passionate about women finding clarity of what they want support in, what those next steps are, so that they are clear on what they want and can step into their fuller life. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing LeaAnn Fuller to the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
You're very, very welcome. I hope, and Jackie, I hope you felt this too. My arms are up as I'm welcoming you and celebrating each of you as you join in and are willing to take some time out of your day to share from your wisdom and pour into us. And I just really appreciate that. And I wanted to start. Oh, you're welcome. I wanted to start our conversation with why. Why is it important to you personally to empower women?
It's important to me to empower women because I'd lived in a disempowered life, and I know the pain and I know the struggles that lie there. And I'm a firm believer now that we were not put here to suffer. Mm-hmm. We are given struggles in life to learn from them, to grow from them, and to move past them, not to sit there and be stuck in those struggles and stuck in suffering.
And I want to just pause there for a moment because that's huge. So many of us think we get extra credit the more painful life is, the harder it is. That we talk about that and we spend all this energy on how hard it is and how little sleep we got or whatever versus looking to move through it. So sorry to interrupt you. I just felt like that was so powerful. I wanted to make sure people really let that sink in. That's really powerful to move through it and onto the other side. So continue. I would love to have you keep sharing.
But yes, we're not meant to be stuck there. We are meant to live. We're meant to learn. We're meant to grow. And we're meant to move on, and we're meant to live the life that we desire. We aren't given our desires just to look at them, but we're given these desires in our life because that's what we're meant to live. That's what we're meant to have.
A fuller life.
Why, that's why I'm so passionate about empowering women to just get out of their own way and find their greatness because we all have it within us. Even if we can't see it ourselves, it is there.
Exactly. Underlined, explanation point, and another reason to have people support you on your journey, because we forget our greatness. And having someone help us is so important and powerful. Now, I know in your journey, there was a point where you hit kind of that rock bottom and were able to move through. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that, just so they understand some of your experience and expertise in this?
So basically, the way I look at it is I spent years kind of rolling around on rock bottom. I was a young mom. I was a single mom for many, many years, and I was just stuck. I was stuck on rock bottom. I was stuck suffering and wallowing in my own pity and, pathetic life as I really looked at it. And it wasn't until I made a decision that there was more than this in life for me. There was more out there in life. I wasn't meant just to be stuck there. I was meant to do more. And I was meant to have more for me. I was meant to have more for my children. And that's when it really started to happen. I mean, it all started with that one decision. I mean, you hit rock bottom, and eventually you just have to say enough is enough before you use that rock bottom as your launch pad to greatness.
Oh, I'm going to pause again here, and I want any of you out there that are feeling like this is rock bottom, that you're feeling stuck, that you've been rolling around, as you said, rolling around there, that you have the power, you have the opportunity starting today. So, those opportunities start now. They're moment to moment. We can make a decision. We can draw that line in the sand, that line that, I'm meant for more, and I'm willing to go for it. I'm willing to use this as a place to step off of and launch from. That's really, really powerful. Yeah. So let's take a breath together. And I hope that sparks encouragement to those of you that you can step forward no matter what. And I would love for you, if we're speaking to the audience right now, that we're rock bottom in some way in our life right now, and we're ready to have it be different, but we know we don't have to do it on our own, right?
Absolutely.
What is a way they could get started in that more and having that fuller life?
So some of the things that there's like a lot of things you can do. There's multiple steps. But it all starts with you. It all starts with you making a clear decision right now that you have had enough. You want more. You can have more. And I think you nailed it on the head earlier with putting yourself in a place to receive it. So you have to acknowledge, where you are, and acknowledge that all of the challenges that you have lived through and you are going through, and whatever struggles, whatever challenges those are, they've been given to you for a reason. They've been given to you to learn from them and to grow from them. And you have to find some gratitude in that. And I know so many people think about, how can I be grateful for all of this pain, for abuse, for living in poverty, being broke. There were nights that I didn't even know what I was going to feed my children for dinner. But I had to find it in me to find gratitude for where I was right then. Because that is what made me who I am, and that is what made me the person that could move mountains and just launch from there and just make a difference.
Beautiful.
But you have to make that decision, and you have to acknowledge where you are and be grateful. Allow yourself to be grateful for where you are. Because if you're not grateful for where you are and what you have, you'll never get anything more.
And I'm just thinking, I'd like to give our listeners, especially those that are feeling stuck and are feeling at that place, an extra credit bonus opportunity. I want to encourage all of you, as I'm taking in what LeaAnn's sharing, to actively look for things to be grateful for every day. Be on the lookout. Maybe spend a minute in your journal looking for something, anything, something to be grateful for as you're making these decisions and moving forward. Because I can tell you, what we seek to find, we find. So if we believe there's nothing to be grateful for, we will find nothing to be grateful for.
Right. Exactly.
So let's look for things to be grateful for. I love the power and the conviction and the truth from which you are speaking as you are pouring into us, LeaAnn, and I really appreciate that. And I'd love, you are very welcome, and we're getting ready to go to our next commercial break here in just a little bit. But before we do that, I wanted to see if there's a piece of advice or something that you want to pour into our listeners as they get ready to go into these 2 minutes to process and breathe and integrate that will support them and moving forward and having that fuller life.
My piece of advice for you from wherever you are, whatever you're going through, is to know, number one, you're not alone. You are not the only person who has been there. And you can reach out and ask for help, because there is always help and there is always support out there. You just have to be willing to receive it. But you're not alone. You're not the only one that has been there. And there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Beautiful.
No matter what you're going through, it may seem like the end of the world where you're at right now, but know that it's not. Every dark night turns into day.
Beautiful. Thank you, LeaAnn. I appreciate it. And listeners, as we get ready to go into our next break, those 2 minutes just for you, I want to encourage you to just pause and take in the truth of what is being spoken into your heart and spirit from what LeaAnn has shared with you, what Jacque has shared with you, and actively look for that light and get excited about what you're building, what you're creating, what you are wanting to bring into your life, and know that you can. You're not alone. We're here with you, and there are many others that would love to pour into you and walk beside you. But we've got to be willing to receive. So we'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
The Voice America Women's Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
We're making it easier to listen to the Voice America Talk Radio Network wherever you go. In addition to listening live, you can check out information about your favorite talk show hosts, discover new talk show personalities, add shows to your list of favorites, and listen to all our show archives on demand. All from your iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android. Download it from the Apple App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market, and get ready to tune in. The Voice America mobile app, powered by Aircast.
The Voice America Women's Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I have so enjoyed spending this time with you. I know I've taken lots of notes as we've talked to our experts, and they have poured into us around relationships and moving forward. And even if we're at rock bottom, we can move forward, and that can be a launching place versus a place that we're stuck. And so as we bring our time together to a close, I asked our experts if they had one more piece of advice that they could share with us as we go back out into the world, something they want us to remember, something they want us to be encouraged by, and they both leaned in and said yes. So Jacque, I would love for you to share what was placed on your heart to pour into us as we go back out into the world.
Thank you, Rebecca. And as you were asking that question, my book that I wrote called Passion Rituals was sitting right next to me, and I thought I'm going to open my book on any page and see what message came up. And I think this is perfect for what we were speaking about and really leans into what LeaAnn was talking about as well. And the chapter that I opened up to is called Soul Speak, and it talks about how we speak to each other and how we connect with each other as a partnership. And one of the quotes that I can read out of the book says, "The words you use, if printed on your skin, what would they say about you?" And I sometimes find that when we talk to our partner, there is sometimes a level of familiarity and sometimes a bit of disdain when we have conversations with each other that we would never speak to a complete stranger in the same way. So my tip to couples, and this, if you're not in a relationship, it's okay. This could relate to your children. It could relate to your colleagues, is thinking about every word that comes out of our mouth and what the intention of those words are and the impact that they're going to have on our relationship and on the other person.
Beautiful. I love that. Just being really mindful of what we're saying and how we're saying, as if it were printed on our skin, and that's pretty permanent. So it makes us even more careful. So beautiful share. Thank you, Jacque. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, Rebecca.
And how about you, LeaAnn? What was laid on your heart?
I really have to say, and I'm speaking to those that have been listening and they aren't sure where to start. They've made the decision, they want more, they want to do more, but they don't know where to start. And I'm going to start. It doesn't always seem simple, but it can be very simple, is just take action. No matter what it is you want, you make that decision and you start taking action, even if it's baby steps. So if you want to get healthier, if you want to change careers or start your own business or whatever it is that you want, just start taking action. Action is the solution to being stuck. If you're stuck where you are, just start moving.
Beautiful.
If you're moving, you won't be stuck.
And baby steps count, right?
Yes. Even baby steps. Any little step you take will get you one step closer to where you want to be. So identify where you want to be. Even if it's small step, small goals, just identify it and just start taking baby steps to get there. And if you keep moving, you will get there. It's all in the action. Just start taking action.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So start taking action. Baby steps count. Beautiful. Yeah. But I do like that tip of, making sure it's headed in the direction you're wanting to go. That's an important piece of advice I want to make sure wasn't missed as we were sharing. So
if we don't know where we want to go, we'll never get there.
Exactly. Thank you, LeaAnn. I appreciate it. And listeners, I want to thank you for being part of our show today and letting us walk beside you and pour into you. I want you to have a powerful, meaningful 2018 and beyond, that you are every day living more of the life that you want to live, being more of who you want to be. And it is such an honor to be on that journey with you. So as you go back out into the world, I want to encourage you. I want you to remember you are an amazing gift, exactly as you are. And I believe, in fact, you are exactly what we need for such a time as this. So I want to invite you to choose to share the gift of who you are. Choose to treat yourself as the precious gift that you are, and be willing to bloom where you are planted and shine. Have a great week, everyone. I look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.